As alternative transportation slowly replaces traditional car use, the cargo e-bike is emerging as the preferred choice for riders with children or those requiring greater cargo capacity than what the standard e-bike can accommodate. The most popular granddaddy cargo e-bike of them all in North America is the RadWagon. First introduced by Rad Power Bikes back in 2016, the RadWagon was designed to be the minivan of e-bikes. Compared to your average bicycle, it had a long rear rack, larger payload capacity, and had numerous optional add-on accessories that would let you adapt the bike to fill a number of roles. Over each subsequent year, Rad released several updated versions, but their overall design remained pretty much the same. Until in 2020, Rad released the RadWagon 4 that ditched the direct drive hub motor for a more torquey geared hub alternative, and lowered the wheel diameter size from 26 to 22 inches to lower the bike's center of gravity. Ever since 2020, there hadn't been a new RadWagon released, and over time, the RadWagon 4 was left badly in need of an update. Now finally, Rad has introduced their latest version, the RadWagon 5. It has an updated frame design, new user interface, tire size, and capabilities. The RadWagon 5 seeks to reclaim the spot as the quintessential cargo e-bike in North America. Let's see how the 5 matches up to the older RadWagon 4 sibling. But before we get into that, if you enjoyed this video or get some useful information out of it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Now, let's jump into the new RadWagon 5. So much has changed on this new RadWagon, it's hard to know where to begin. First off, the most obvious change is the color choices. The Wagon 5 now only comes in 2 stock paint options, a gloss black and a metallic blue. This is a change from the color palettes Rad has previously gone with on the RadWagon series in years past. The Wagon 4 was available in the classic black, white, and orange paint choices. Keep in mind though, Rad has been known to come out with special edition frame colors on their bikes, so there may be a flashier paint option for the Wagon 5 coming down the line. The 5's frame has been tweaked and redesigned, and the wheelbase and overall length has been shortened. The Wagon 4 has a wheelbase of almost 54 inches and a total length of 79 inches, while the 5 is coming in with a wheelbase of 50.7 inches and an end-to-end length of 76 inches. The standover height has been lowered to just under 21 inches versus 23.6 inches on the 4. The handlebars are no longer adjustable on this new Wagon 5, so the reach is now a fixed 14.2 inches. Compared to the handlebar reach on the 4, that ranged from 21.6 to 25 inches, depending on how you positioned it. Because of all these changes, the recommended rider height looks to have been lowered just a bit from 5'1" to 6'4" on the Wagon 4 to now accommodate riders between 4'11" to 6'3" on the 5, making the new wagon more accessible to shorter riders. However, the bike's overall weight has been raised from almost 77 pounds on the 4 to 86 pounds on the 5. But overall, I feel that the new Wagon 5 should be a bit more nimble while riding and slightly more maneuverable in tight spaces than the 4, something that cargo e-bikes notoriously lack. One thing that the Wagon 4 also lacked was a universal tire size. The Wagon 4 comes with a proprietary 22 by 3 inch tires and tubes that you could really only find through Rad Power Bikes directly. Because of this, these exclusive 22-inch tires turned out to be a major thorn in the side of RadWagon 4 owners when Rad ran into manufacturing issues, leading to a major recall in 2022 when their tire manufacturer produced a slew of defective tires for them.
Did I do that?
Thankfully, Rad corrected this epic blunder on the Wagon 5 and opted to use a much more common 20-inch tire size instead. 20-inch tires are one of the most popular sizes on e-bikes today, so if you decide to swap out these stock 20 by 3.3-inch tires, there should be quite a few different options available. A smaller tire should give you a lower center of gravity while riding, which will help you to be more stable, especially when hauling heavy loads. Speaking of which, the payload capacity on the 5's rear rack has remained unchanged, staying at a recommended 120-pound limit for both bikes. However, the 5's overall weight capacity has been bumped up to 375 pounds, 25 pounds more than the carry capacity on the 4. Though keep in mind that these are just the recommended weight capacities, of which companies are generally pretty conservative, and are usually set more with legal liabilities in mind rather than what the bike can actually carry. Not only have the physical aspects of the RadWagon 5 seen a change, but every electrical component on the bike has seen an update as well. The 5's motor saw a moderate bump in power versus the 4's, both are your standard 750 watt nominal and 750 watt peak rating geared hub motor, something that Rad has always strictly adhered to on their e-bikes. However, while the motor on the 4 had 80 Newton meters of torque, the Wagon 5 was given a more powerful 90 Newton meter torque rating, which should help with getting the bike up to speed or getting up hills, especially under heavy loads. Like the 750 watt motor rating, Rad previously stuck to an unyielding Class 2 20 miles per hour e-bike speed rating on all of their prior e-bike releases. However, with the 5, Rad is finally giving its riders the option to choose which e-bike classification that you want to ride in. Are you riding on a trail that only lets Class 1 e-bikes on it? Lower it down to disable the throttle. Hauling your kids to school and want to keep that speed maxed at 20 miles per hour? Switch it over to Class 2 mode. And best of all, if 20 miles per hour isn't cutting it and you want to go faster on those city streets, bump it up to Class 3 and pedal assist will now bring you up to 28 miles per hour. As a longtime Rad owner who has been asking Rad to adopt a Class 3 speed option and was repeatedly told that they'd never do it,
how about no?
This is a huge upgrade. Keep in mind though that throttle will still only get you up to 20 miles per hour. In order to get to 28, you'll need to use pedal assist. Thankfully, the pedaling on the Wagon 5 got a bit of an improvement as well. Both the older Wagon 4 and new 5 come with a 7-speed Shimano drivetrain. However, the 5 comes equipped with an upgrade to the motor assist that you'll get from pedaling. The 4 came with Rad's standard cadence sensor that is essentially an on-off switch for motor power while pedaling. But the 5 is equipped with a torque sensor, which can supply motor assistance based on how much effort that you're putting into each pedal stroke. This should give a more natural feel to the pedal assist. As far as range goes on this new Wagon 5, it looks like it should go slightly further than its predecessor. Keep in mind that riding at 28 miles per hour will reduce the maximum range that you'll get out of the battery. But thankfully, the battery capacity saw a small upgrade as well. The Wagon 4's 48-volt 14 amp hour battery was slightly boosted to 48-volt 15 amp hours on the 5. Not a ton of extra power, but since Rad has been sticking to 14 amp hour batteries since 2018, I'll take anything at this point. With the added battery capacity and torque sensor pedal assist, the estimated range that Rad is giving on the 5 is now up to 65 miles versus only 45 on the 4. This, of course, is all theoretical. The amount of miles that you get out of a battery charge can rely on many different factors, so keep in mind that you'll likely get less than the manufacturer will approximate. Beyond the motor and battery, the Wagon 5's electronic display has seen a major upgrade as well. Previous Wagon models used a black and white display screen and 3-button remote, which was really seeing its age at this point. It got the job done, but certainly wasn't winning any points for style or functionality. The Wagon 5 is now sporting an updated 3-color display screen and 6-button remote. The new display will still show your typical info, like speed, mileage, motor wattage, pedal assist, and battery level. But it's certainly more pleasing to the eye with the black background and white, green, and orange lettering, and has added settings and functions not found on any of the previous Wagon models. As I mentioned before, the display gives you the ability to change your e-bike classification on the fly, so you can switch between Class 1, 2, and 3 with a few button presses. Also, the battery gauge is still present, with an illustrated bar showing the battery level in multiple units, but now it has a percentage readout that should give you a better idea of just how much power you have without having to guess. I would have still liked to see a battery voltage readout showing just how much juice you still have left in the battery, but I guess you can't have everything. This new display will also have the added functionality of turn signals, which is a great feature if you plan on riding on roads. Along with these turn signals, the Wagon 5's headlight and taillight have seen a redesign as well. Rad says that the 5's headlight is brighter and more visible than the 4's, making the bike more visible overall. There's been several other improvements that should keep you safer on this new version of the RadWagon as well, including a through axle on the front wheel. Previously, the RadWagon 4 used a quick release skewer that made taking the front wheel on and off much quicker and didn't require any tools. However, the caveat to that is that a quick release skewer is much more prone to loosening over time if not properly checked and maintained. So while the quick release is a more convenient option, I feel that more riders will prefer the reliability and peace of mind with a bolt-on or through axle instead. Another new upgrade that the 5 has that I feel a lot of people will appreciate is the decision Rad made concerning the bike's battery and electrical safety. Not only does the Wagon 5 and its battery have their own respective UL listings, but they took it one step further by potting these new batteries. If you are unfamiliar with what a potted battery is, here's a brief overview. E-bike lithium-ion batteries are not like most of the conventional batteries that you probably come into contact with every day, like a lead-acid car battery or a Duracell AA battery. But rather they're a grouping of numerous rechargeable battery cells, all connected and packed together tightly. Problem is that your typical lithium-ion cell is very energy dense, a lot of power packed into a small size, and they are highly volatile. If a cell gets damaged or decides to combust, it will usually cause thermal runaway. where one burning cell causes the adjacent cells to start burning as well. A domino effect of battery cells going up in flames, and before you know it, one burning lithium-ion cell turns into 60. Once thermal runaway starts, it's extremely dangerous and very difficult to stop. In an effort to stop that from even starting, battery manufacturers, and now Rad Power Bikes, have started encasing all of the battery's internal components in a type of resin. Battery cells are now insulated from one another. If one goes off, it shouldn't be able to start the domino effect. The new battery packs that the Wagon 5 was released with had this new safety feature, what they are calling Safe Shield. Since e-bike battery fires have been a hot button issue lately, this should assuage some fears that your new e-bike battery will suddenly erupt into a ball of fire. Thankfully, these safer batteries are compatible with the older RadWagon 4 if you wish to purchase one separately, but they come standard on the Wagon 5. Beyond this new safer battery, the 5 will also have the added safety of a new braking system. The Wagon 4 was released back in the time when hydraulic brakes were usually only found on premium e-bikes, so coming with textural mechanical disc brakes was the norm. Over the years though, the cost of hydraulic braking systems have come down to more affordable levels, so there's really no excuse for them not to be on most new e-bikes. The Wagon 5 now comes with Tektro branded hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors, a major improvement over the cable actuated mechanical disc brakes on the older 4. This means improved stopping power and control. At this point, I feel hydraulic brakes on a cargo e-bike should be standard. Another component that the Wagon 4 was sorely lacking was any type of suspension. All previous versions of the RadWagon came with a completely rigid frame. While the 5 is still hardtailed, Rad has added a spring suspension fork with 45mm of travel added to the front wheel. You'll probably still opt to not take this wagon off onto any rough dirt trails, but it should make riding over those random potholes a bit smoother. I normally only briefly mention fenders in these videos, but the Wagon 5's fenders seem like a big enough change to go a bit more in depth. The 5 still comes with your standard front fender, nothing too different from the 4's. However, the rear fender on the 5 saw a big change from the previous generation. The Wagon 4 has your standard rear fender, as well as clear plastic wheel guards bolted onto the frame that would protect your passenger from spinning spokes on the rear wheel. With the Wagon 5, the fender has been combined with the wheel skirts to create an all-encompassing rear fender that covers up the upper half of the rear wheel. An added bonus is that since it's made out of black plastic, you won't have to deal with a clear plastic wheel guard that's constantly dirty like you had on the 4. Another component that usually doesn't deserve a second thought is the kickstand. But the new kickstand on the 5 saw a major redesign as well. The Wagon 4 has a clunky dual-leg center kickstand that, if you ask any long-term owners, is a major source of annoyance. The 5 looks to have the redesigned dual kickstand that Rad added to their RadRunner 3 Plus that they released last year, which looks to be a major improvement over the prior wagon designs. One change that I suspect may not be as welcomed would be the overhaul to the wagon's handlebar and stem. All previous generations of the RadWagon, and honestly most cargo e-bikes on the market, have a similar setup across the board. Cargo e-bikes will usually come with a straight or swept-back handlebar, and most important of all, an adjustable stem. This is so you can move the bars to the most comfortable riding position to accommodate a wide range of rider heights and sizes that will be using it. On the Wagon 5, however, Rad chose to ditch the adjustable stem for a fixed position stem and swapped out the bars to have BMX-styled handlebars instead. While I'm generally a fan of BMX handlebars, I'm not sure that losing the adjustability in the stem is the best option for a cargo e-bike design. Luckily, one thing that didn't see a complete redesign was the 5's rear rack. Beyond the addition of adding pannier mounting bars to the sides, it remains the same setup. Previously, when the Wagon 4 was released, Rad totally revamped the way accessories were attached to the rack, meaning that all the new add-ons for the 4 were incompatible with previous RadWagon models. Thankfully, all the RadWagon 4 accessories will be compatible with the new Wagon 5, and vice versa. Unfortunately, one Rad add-on that won't be compatible with the 5 is the Rad trailer. It seems that because of the beefier rear motor axle, Rad's trailer won't be able to be attached. Hopefully, they'll find a way to adapt this in the future, but who knows. Another huge advantage that the Wagon 5 has over the older 4 is the water resistance. Previously, Rad would say that their bikes were just water resistant, but not waterproof, and they wouldn't be able to give a standard IPX rating for them. The new RadWagon 5 has been given a fully IPX6 water resistance rating, which means that this new model should be able to withstand high pressure water streams from any direction. So you don't have to worry about getting caught in rainy weather or even taking a pressure washer to the bike to clean it. This is a must if you truly want your e-bike to be a viable car replacement. As far as the warranty on these bikes go, since Rad upped their limited warranty period from 1 year to 2, both bikes now come with a standard 2-year warranty period to cover your typical component failures. Finally, we come down to cost. Keep in mind that these prices are accurate at the time of me recording this, but Rad tends to move around the cost of their bikes quite a bit, so they may be different at the time of you watching. Ahead of this new Wagon 5 release, Rad dropped the price of their older 4 to just $17.99. While the new RadWagon 5 is currently available for $23.99, a $600 difference. $600 or more if the Wagon 4 is on a discounted sale price is quite a jump in cost, even when considering the amount of upgrades that the 5 has over the 4. It's hard to say if the price difference is justifiable. That would have to be up to you. When I talk about pricing, I try to mention any add-ons that may drive up the final cost. And since these cargo e-bikes are made for hauling, I expect that you'll need at least a few add-on accessories to get you up and running. If you have a younger child, a compatible child seat could cost you at least $200 more. If you have older children, then you'll probably need a passenger seat cushion, passenger handlebars, and running boards or foot pegs. At the bare minimum, these are going to cost you at least $250 combined, if you go for the options that Rad has on their site. Though keep in mind that you may be able to get aftermarket accessories found through a third party at a lower cost, but I'd only recommend looking into this if you feel comfortable modifying and adapting these parts to work with your setup. Otherwise, the Rad branded stuff will just work without any issues. Either way, both bikes are almost definitely going to have some sort of add-on accessory added to the final cost. In the end, when you compare the older RadWagon 4 to the new Wagon 5, there's really no contest. The 5 is superior in almost every aspect. A bigger, safer battery, more modern color display, Class 3 capabilities, a more universal tire size, hydraulic brakes, which for a cargo e-bike should be a must, and a faster, more torquey motor. However, at this point, that should be expected. With e-bikes being such a relatively new thing and products and features progressing by leaps and bounds year after year, having 4 years passed since the Wagon 4 was released is an eternity in e-bike years. So it's no surprise that the 5 beats the 4 in almost every component and feature. Save for the mechanical disc brakes and proprietary wheel size, the Wagon 4 is still a decent option. I just personally wouldn't pay $1,800 for it today. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you thinking about purchasing a 4 or a 5 and weighing your options? Or are you possibly considering upgrading from a 4 to a 5? I'd definitely be interested in knowing what you think. Whatever the reason though, I thank you for watching this video and hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. It would be most appreciated. I thank you for watching and hope that you keep riding.